A's fans, brace yourselves. Kurtz is on his way up today on Locked On A's.
You are Locked On A's, your daily podcast on the Athletics, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On A's, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. I am your host, Boonie, one name, all passion. Thank you for making Locked On A's your first listen of the day. I'm from the Bay Area, and I've been a diehard A's fan since '81. This isn't just another A's podcast. This is the most informative and insightful show on the A's, period. We cover the A's every single day, breaking down games, delivering the latest team news, and giving you deep, thoughtful analysis you will not find anywhere else. If it's happening in Sacramento or Vegas, we got you covered. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast, including YouTube, and please hit that subscribe button wherever you are following the show. Well, guys, he is finally here. Nick Kurtz. We've been waiting a very, very long time for Kurtz to come up. Not a very long time, but what feels like a very long time, that's for sure. He has tore it up in Vegas, right? Lots of questions. Rooker, new left fielder, who gets premiered? I'm going to guess Schumann or Brown gets sent down. Well, we can't send down anybody, Ferrari, right? We cannot send down anybody because Kurtz is on the 60-man, right? So we have to make room for him with somebody on the 40-man. So you can't just send somebody down. I don't know who we released. It would be somebody we would release or DFA, probably more like DFA. If I had to guess, I would think it's Schumann because I don't think anybody will claim Schumann. And I think after 10 days, Schumann will go right back down to AAA. That is my guess. But I haven't gotten any news with regard to who the A's have sent down. DFA'd. If I had to guess, I think it would be Schumann. Now, as far as where Kurtz would be playing, you're going to be seeing a rotation of Soderstrom, Rooker, and Andujar in left field. A rotation of Soderstrom, Rooker, and Kurtz at DH. And, of course, a rotation of Kurtz and Soderstrom at first base is what I'm guessing. That's what it would look like in that situation. Yeah, I'm have a few tears myself, and I think the timing's really good. I think it's exactly what the A's need right about now, considering they need a little bit of an injection, right? They need a little bit of a kick in the ass to kind of get them going, and also for Kurtz, right? Kurtz, while he started off on fire in spring training, in AAA. He's 3 for his last 20, I want to say, with all the talks about him coming up and his fast start in AAA. And when he was coming up, he's been in quite a slump in the last week or so. And I think a lot of it that had to do with a lot of the expectations that was being set on him, a lot of the pressure when he's getting called up, etc. As it stands right now, his numbers are 7 homers, 24 RBIs, 10 walks, 321 with a 1040 OPS. He struck out 27 times, which is unlike a Nick Kurtz. Nick Kurtz is known as an elite bat-to-ball type of guy. So, you know, that's the whole thing with regard to Kurtz. That's a good question, man. Kurtz doesn't have a lot of problems against lefty. It's not a situation where his splits suggest that. I think they're going to DFA. If I had to guess, I haven't gotten news yet on that. I haven't seen it. If I had to guess, I think they're going to DFA Schumann. because I don't think anybody's going to claim Schumann at the end of 10 days, right? They don't claim him. I think he'll go right back to AAA as far as Schumann goes. So if I had to guess, I think it would be Schumann. Seth Brown just homered on Sunday. He's still a left-handed bat that has some power. I think he would get picked up by somebody that's looking for that type of situation. Yeah, I like I said, some Ferrari, I don't know. I'm not sure. Soderstrom's not playing third. I've heard this so many times, Tommy. He's not playing third. If Soderstrom had any inclinations of playing third, we would have seen him in spring training taking ground balls. He didn't take any. We would have seen him at any time during pregame taking ground balls. We haven't seen that. We've seen him in left field shagging fly balls. We've seen him playing catcher in spring training, but we haven't had any inclination of him playing third base. We still defense, as you guys know, and as we have seen from the A's this last weekend, defense matters. And as bad as Gio Urshela has been struggling at the plate, Gio Urshela is still a professional third baseman with above average skills defensively. So we can't do that. Bill, as far as, like I said, with regard to the DFA, I said Schumann already. I think it's going to be Rooker, Andujar, and Soderstrom rotating in left field. At DH, you're going to have Kurtz, Rooker, and Soderstrom rotating. Mostly, it's going to be Rooker and Kurtz. And at first base, obviously, we're going to see Kurtz and Soderstrom. What I think will happen is against right-handers, you're going to see Kurtz in there all the time, probably playing first base, giving Rooker an occasional day off. It's a good problem to have, right? But I really see the rotation being Kurtz, Rooker, and Soderstrom in two of those three positions. So here's the deal, Senior. Yes, Kurtz is known as an elite defender, but he has not been an elite defender so far. But yeah, he is known as a ridiculous defensive player. He hasn't been that guy yet in AAA, but now he's known for that. And Soderstrom, surprisingly, is not known for his defense, and he has looked amazing at first base defensively. Not since his shoulder injury, Bill, not since his shoulder injury. You're right about that, though. He started at third base with the Yankees when he was there. Then he had shoulder surgery. He hasn't played third base since. They're not going to DFA Pareda. I doubt it. We still need a backup catcher, right? And yes, I do understand that Soderstrom can play catcher, but Pareda's been in there once a week. Backing up Langoliers. Langoliers is in there almost all the time. Plus, do you really want to put that type of wear and tear on somebody like Soderstrom, who's been tearing it up at the plate like he has been doing? Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, he's awesome. He's awesome, the case for. No question. I mean, that ball just pops out, pops off his bat, right? He's unbelievable. It's exciting. It's definitely exciting. Yeah, I don't think so either, Steve. I don't think so either. It's interesting. Some Ferrari guy just brought that question up. Where is it? Is he gonna play tomorrow? Right? I don't know if he's gonna play right away. That's a great question. Corbin is starting for the Rangers, a left-hander. Do we bring him up right off the bat? The Rangers have two righties going on Wednesday and Thursday, in Kumar on Wednesday and DeGrom on Thursday. I mean, wouldn't that be exciting actually to see Kumar and Kurtz face up? You're talking about the third overall pick for Kumar for the Rangers in 2021 out of Vanderbilt, and you have the number 4 overall pick for the A's from Wake Forest. That would be a cool matchup. So we'll see what happens there. Butler, Wilson, Rooker. So they're not going to, I don't think Rooker is getting out of the 2 spot. I don't think we're going to mess around too much with the top, with how it looks right now. I mean, I see Rooker closer to 6, 7, maybe move Wilson to the 2 slot. Who knows? Some Ferrari. It's a good problem to have. It's a good problem to have. That's for sure. No question about it. I don't see us quitting too soon on Blade from the middle of the lineup. He's hit the ball hard. His numbers don't show for it, but he's definitely hit the ball hard. No question about it. We've been waiting for this type of prospect for a long time. Kurtz, 39 bombs in his first 2 seasons at Wake Forest, right? 4 overall pick, 763 slugging percentage as a Demon Deacon. So he signed a deal for $7 million to come with the A's, which the A's don't spend a nickel on anything. Yeah, defense does matter, right? So we're not going to be sacrificing a whole lot defensively. Urshela is still going to be in the lineup at third base, towards the bottom. Hopefully his back can wake up. And again, Wilson at 2, Rooker at 3, start. I think he's going to go more towards the bottom of the lineup. I would say like 6 or 7, right? Langoliers, yeah, had a terrible season in Milwaukee, but Langoliers is still Langoliers. And I see Kurtz batting more in the 6 slot, in the 7 slot. When he is in there, let him ease his way in, right? Sure, he's looked great in Vegas to start off, but again, his last 20 at bats or so, he's been struggling, right? He's 3 for his last 20. His strikeouts need to come down. 27 strikeouts in 84 at bats. A little about close to 95 plate appearances. That's unlike Kurtz. He is an elite bat to ball guy, right? Here's the crazy part with Kurtz. For as staggering as his numbers have been, and again, I've watched a majority of a lot of the minor league games, and for as staggering as his numbers have been, and for as an elite defensive player Kurtz is, he's not playing great to Kurtz level, which is nutty, which is a good thing, right? Yes, he started off on fire. He's been great. The ball's popping off his bat. But he isn't Nick Kurtz yet. He isn't Nick Kurtz for the last week or so. He hasn't been close. And that may have been due to a lot of the pressure that has been put on him, so forth. Hoglin's not doing much better. Man. I mean, Hoglin's not doing great. What is Hoglin's numbers right now? Gunnar Hoglin's 4 starts, 4 games, 4 starts, 20 2/3 innings, 20 hits, 9 runs, 8 earned, 3.48, 0-2. No, I mean we're paying Springs $10 million. He's not moving anywhere. But I was a little pissed off at yesterday's game as a whole. That's for sure. I mean, why? But you know what I mean, Steve? I mean, we don't have one outfielder that's like, our outfield's bad. I mean, it's just a bad defensive outfield. It's not good. It hasn't been good. This isn't a knock. Last year, it wasn't good. This year, it's not good. They're all shaky out there, man. They're all shaky in the outfield. It's the worst defensive outfield and the worst defensive team in all of baseball. And that's just statistically represented. So, and who do you put in right? You put Andujar in right, put Soderstrom in right, Rooker. I mean, I think it's interchangeable. I just don't think anything's going to really work. Are you talking about, what do you mean, Daniel, for who? What do you mean? Our whole outfield just needs work. I mean, let's just start with hitting the cutoff man, and not lollygagging after balls and actually having some hustle. This team, what I'm more happy about is it actually brings some energy to this team, which was much needed. This team is better than I thought with regard to with regard to as far as personnel. I didn't expect Tyler Soderstrom to be this good. I didn't expect Jacob Wilson to be this good. But this team, I did not expect this team to be as soft as they are and to be as, out-toughed they have been the first few games. And they're not a together team right now. So yes, does Kurtz make a big difference as far as personnel and skill-wise? 100%. But what he also does is he injects something into this team, a little bit of excitement, a little bit of, hey, let's go. Let's play with a little bit of sense of urgency. And I almost like that move more than the skill of Nick Kurtz, which is obviously much needed. Yeah, I mean, I think the batting order is always going to be a work in progress, my bias. I don't think it's going to be set to any one thing, right? Depends if a lefty's on the hill, a righty's on the hill, etc. Yeah. You got to also remember, guys, here's another crazy part. So all off season, my two big questions were Jacob Wilson and Tyler Soderstrom, right? Because they're great prospects. And what's the thing about prospects, right? Prospects are players who we think they will be. They haven't proved anything yet. And Jacob Wilson last year when he was brought up was okay. Was a good, solid prospect. Same thing with Soderstrom. This spring, Wilson started the spring like 1 of 15. Soderstrom started the spring like 2 of 30. 3 of 30, something like that. They were terrible. And then all of a sudden, man, they shut me up real fast. That's for sure. They shut me up real fast. So I'm real interested to see how Kotsay goes about his lineup on Tuesday. If I had to guess right now, I don't think Kurtz is going to be in there tomorrow night. I really don't think he'll be in there tomorrow night. Not against a lefty. I could see him, pinch hitting. I think you're going to have the same type of lineup as you've seen. Soderstrom at first. Muncie's probably going to be at second. Wilson at short. Urshela at third. Now, what I can see happening is this, though. What I can see happening is late in the game, Kurtz pinch hitting for Urshela against Texas's closers Luke Jackson, who's a righty. I can see that happening, and then Urias taking Urshela's spot defensively at third. I could really see that happening, but I don't see him in the lineup tomorrow night. I don't see him in the lineup tomorrow night at all. Once Geloff comes back, it's going to be Muncie that goes down. So, yeah, like I said, you got the first place Texas Rangers coming into town, right? The A's right now are only 3 games out, okay? I know it's a little early to talk playoffs and all that stuff, obviously. But anytime you have a division rival that you're playing 7 over the next 10 games, it's critical, right? It's absolutely critical. The Dodgers, what's been surprising, the Dodgers just visited the Rangers. They took 2 of 3. And what's been surprising about the Rangers is going into the year, they've been known for their hitting. Their pitching is the best in baseball. Their starting pitching is absolutely unreal. The good part is we're missing their ace this week in Nathan Eovaldi, but we got Kumar, who's a top prospect on Wednesday, and we got arguably the best pitcher in all of baseball, or at least at one time, Jacob deGrom on Thursday and Tuesday night, we got Patrick Corbin, who, believe it or not, guys, he was one of the top pitchers for the Nationals when they won the World Series in, what was it, 2019, I want to say? Signed a $140 million deal. So, it's going to be a challenge for sure, but I don't see Kurtz in the lineup tomorrow night. That's for sure. But hey, listen, I've been wrong before. I didn't see Kurtz coming up this soon either. And I think what really opened up Kurtz coming up was Brent Harris going on the IL. Brent Harris was tearing it up. Brent Harris was unreal so far before we went on the IL. He was hitting 373, 3 bombs, 11 ribbies, 1086 OPS, 4 doubles, 15 runs. He was really, really good. And he was playing an unbelievable defense as well. And there's a lot of good prospects. Daniel Susak, the first-round pick catcher out of Arizona, won Player of the Week this week. 10 for his last 16 after an awful, awful slow start. Yeah. I mean, it's just this time of the season's huge, man. I mean, this part of the season is absolutely humongous. To get these games, I mean, if we can pull something off like a 7-3 over the next 10 games, huge. We're only 2 games back around the wild card as well. And you guys got to remember that the American League is really, really bad. I believe the last wild card spot's going to go to somebody with like a 80-82 record, 81-81, 79-83 maybe. Who knows? It's down. I agree. Who are you going to sit though? Who are you going to sit in order to make you? Are you going to really sit Soderstrom? I mean, who are you going to sit? You got to sit somebody. Who are you going to sit? I'm not disagreeing with the numbers. I just don't know if you put him in there over a Soderstrom or Rooker. You sit Andujar? Andujar's not sitting against the lefty. I'll tell you that. So who do you sit? Some Ferrari? He is a Sac-Toe kid. Jesuit to U of A, I believe, if I'm not wrong. I believe he did do that. He's not against the righty, not against the lefty. That's where lefties is where Andujar makes his money. And Andujar has not been a slack this year. Andujar is tearing it up. Second best hitter as far as average to what is he batting anyway? Andujar stats: 297, 1 home run, 8 RBIs, 19 hits. Yeah, no, he's not sitting against a lefty. I can see that on Wednesday for sure. I think that makes most sense, Jay. I think trading Andujar makes most sense, especially right now with his value up. He's one of the best right-handers as far as hitting in the league. It's his contract year. Next year, he's a unrestricted free agent. He's been known for injuries while his value is up. Yeah, a trade, trading Andujar makes 1,000% sense. Okay. And then who plays center? No, Butler has a hard time playing right field. I just don't see them sacrificing. I know everyone wants to see Kurtz tomorrow night. I just don't think it's the right fit. And like I said, I've been wrong before. I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. Andujar's not going to the bench, some Ferrari, against a left-hander. No chance. That's where he makes his money. I want to say Andujar against lefties so far this year. I don't have the numbers in front of me. He's in the high 3s. But no, not against the lefty. That's his bread and butter. A righty on the hill, yeah. Wednesday, yeah. Andujar's not sitting against a left-handed pitcher. No chance. He'll be right there in the middle of the lineup, if not batting 5th, probably against Corbin. But no, I don't see that happening. I mean, yeah. Defensively is an issue, man. You know, I said it on the show this morning. My goal for this team, as far as the Texas series goes, is not wins and losses. I want the team to show some energy, some effort. I want them to run out ground balls. I want them to hit cutoff men. I want them to communicate with each other. That's my goal. And in the long runs, the wins and losses will take care of itself. Kurtz and you're going to sit DH, Rooker, outfield. You're not, Andujar is not sitting against the left-hander. Okay. You could come up with any other scenario you want. Miguel Andujar is not sitting against the left-hander tomorrow. There is no chance. None, especially coming off an off day. Not happening. Okay. Yeah, he's just not sitting tomorrow. I can't imagine. I can't imagine him sitting tomorrow. Nutty Huffley. Nutty. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, it hasn't gotten this exciting for the A's in a long time, right? But there's still a lot, man. I mean, like I said, Kurtz started off AAA Vegas on fire. He struggled the last week, and spring training wasn't anything great either. But for the A's to get some type of excitement, for them to hopefully play hard, is what I'm looking for, man. They need to communicate with one another. They need to get better as a team. And it's been so disappointing to watch them so far, just with regard to the effort. That's what I've been pissed off at. Yeah, no, you're right, Flea. He's tearing it up, man. He is tearing it up. I mean, from the very beginning, I mean, he's been, like I said, 39 bombs in his first 2 seasons at Wake Forest, right? 4th overall pick, 763 slugging percentage. His swing is a spectacle to behold. A lot of comparisons. I've compared him early to Freddie Freeman, and we've heard a lot of comparisons to, which may actually even make more sense with regard to his size and his presence at the plate, as Jim Thome, who played for the White Sox and was more known with his time with the Indians. But yeah, the only thing is what has been not like Kurtz is his Ks. He's not a guy that Ks. Yeah, he's unbelievable. You were there for that, like one of the Jay, for one of those, like, I think he was only in Stockton for like a week. You caught him in one of those games, though, huh? He wasn't in Stockton very long. He made that rise real quick. Our minor league system's fun right now, guys. We got a lot of talent in the minor leagues. There's a guy with the Lansing Lugnuts that is tearing it up. He just come off the IL, Joshua Grouder. He's on fire. Susak, like I mentioned earlier, got player of the week for the PCL, 10 for his last 16. He's tearing it up. But again, the ability and the skills this team has and the personnel is better than I thought. It is unbelievably good. Our pitching will come around. What has been a surprise has been our effort and our toughness. I mean, we've just sucked. I mean, the Brewers just punched us in the mouth yesterday. They said, we're going to win this game, go home. So, and we've gotten outcompeted in a lot of games. The Mets outcompeted us. The Padres outcompeted us. And what bothers me is that, Lawrence Butler is going back to his ways as he was last year in the first half before he got sent down. And that's what I don't want to see. So the Kurtz pickup brings some sort of energy that we need. and hopefully it'll bring some sort of energy in that Sacramento stadium. That's for sure. We need it. The timing's good. The timing's good. Rodney Green, you talking about? Is that who you mean, John? What Green you mean? Is that right? Before he went to Midland. That's pretty cool. Did he hit a bomb that game, Jay? I don't know if he did or didn't. If you're talking about Rodney Green, he is legit. Right now, Rodney Green is playing in high A Lansing, and he is a sight to behold, man. He's struggling though a little bit. He's struggling. He's hitting 183, 4 bombs, 7 RBIs. Here's the problem: 24 Ks. He struck out 24 Ks, but and defensively he's not good right now. Defensively he's real bad. But 21 years old, right? 4th round pick out of California. He looks the part. He had an unbelievable. They were down 6 runs last week on Sunday. Lansing, 2 outs, bottom 9, 9-5, grand slam, tie the game up. They ended up winning it. It was pretty cool. Yeah, but no, he looks the part though. He totally looks the part. Yes. Injury prone, has a lot of value to him. I like that trade. Thank you. That takes care of Tuesday. Appreciate that, Andres. Thank you. He won't be. Andres, did you get any word on? Is there any word on who the A's DFA'd to make room for Kurtz? The quarter past Kev. This isn't about blaming anybody on who is to blame for a loss. I don't think it makes a difference whether if he did or didn't, right? I think we lose the games either way. This isn't about that. This is more about building culture. This is more about building a team. This is more about togetherness. This is more about a long-term thing than just 1 or 2 games when I'm referring to what Butler's doing. It has nothing to, I don't feel like he has cost us anything. But when we're talking about the A's and long-term culture and long-term success, not hustling balls out, bad body language, attitude, throwing your bat still matters. No, I'm not. No, that's what he did though. That's what he did though. He did the same thing last year, and that's why he got sent down. That's what he got sent down. There's no one that's showing more of an attitude on the field that you can see from a fan's perspective than Lawrence Butler. That was the same thing last year. I'm not saying he cost us any games. I'm not saying he cost us any games whatsoever. In fact, Lawrence Butler's numbers are really, really good. He's actually doing his deal, right? And defensively, I'm not pointing at Lawrence Butler either. My point being on the defensively on Lawrence Butler, as everyone else is pointing to center field. He can't play center field. He's having a hard time playing right field. But Bleday's nothing special either. Bleday had the play yesterday in center field where he kind of let up on the wall. He didn't make that play. I'm blaming everybody for our defensive miscues. But there comes a point where we need to act like professionals, and we need to build culture. We need to build stability. We have to show togetherness. We have to have communication. Yeah, I mean, I want there's no question he's competitive. I mean, absolutely. But Kev, I mean, leadoff batter of the game. He grounds out to second. He jogs it out. I mean, I don't know. And he's not the only one. Miguel Andujar has loafed some balls in left field as well. JJ Bleday didn't give all he had in a play on in center field. I don't know what the hell is going on with Wilson and Andujar in left field, because Wilson keeps going backwards on those loopers. And we've seen almost 5 collisions in the outfield between him and Andujar. That play is Andujar's play because he's coming forward. But I don't know where the gap in communication is. 1,000%. Absolutely. Awful routes. We're just not a good defensive team, man. We're just not a good defensive team. Here's the problem, my A's bias. I don't think we have a leader. I don't think the A's really have a leader right now. You would think Rooker is, but I don't think we have a leader. So you can't point to a guy like Butler and say, hey, be a better leader when, he may not be a leader. It's not uncommon. I guess you have a point. Maybe I'm picking a little bit too much on that. But yeah, you might have something there. No, I mean, the stadium is going to be in 2 different completely spots, but I don't know, J-Poo. 3 years out, I would think no, but I can't say for sure. I think the problem, Quarter Pass Kev, is that when things are going great for Lawrence Butler, he's a great emotional leader. And when things are going bad for Lawrence Butler, he is he's an issue as far as the team concept goes. And when we have seen, here's my issue, Kev, when we have seen Lawrence Butler face adversity, he hasn't responded well, with the exception of when he got sent down to the minor leagues and got called back up. Now, when I'm talking about Lawrence Butler and his attitude, and this isn't something I'm picking at, this is something he addressed about himself in the offseason as a problem. This is Lawrence Butler talking about himself and realizing that was a problem, and he fixed it. And all I'm saying is this is what I've observed so far this year. And I tell you where it started. It started on Sunday in Seattle on a fly ball between Lawrence Butler and J.J. Bleday, where they almost collided. Now, here's the problem, guys. Fly balls to either that between a shortstop and an outfielder, or between outfielders, we see almost collisions, or people don't call each other off every single day. The issue I have is when the play's done, what you see from any other great team that's together is an acknowledgement, is a communication, is some sort of sign or body language towards one another that they are getting on the same page. That hasn't happened in the situation between Bleday and Butler on that Sunday in Seattle, and that did not happen in the road trip at all in Chicago and in Milwaukee between Wilson and Andujar. And that's where my concern is. Not the play itself. That happens every day. But there needs to be an acknowledgement, a point to one another, like, hey, we're on the same page. I get you. We're in the teammates. We're trying to go after the same thing. And that hasn't been done. That hasn't been done. And that's what I mean with regard to that. Team is young. Our team looks to Butler on a slide. Yeah, I think you said I think the word you say right there, quarter past, is the last word, contagious. And that's the whole thing. And you can say whatever you guys want to say about the Dodgers. Listen, I hope the Dodgers go 0-162. I've never been a Dodger fan. But what you can't take away from the Dodgers is the culture they build, the leadership they have, and the professionalism they carry. And that culture won them that championship last year. Sure, did they have great players? Absolutely. But don't forget how banged up the Dodgers were as well. You have to build culture, and culture comes within the locker room. And until the A's do that, they are always going to be around where they're at right now. They're going to win games. They're going to win games on talent alone. They're going to definitely win games. And I tell you guys, here's a true test. 100% quarter pass. Here's a true test. Is going to be this week against the Rangers, right? The Rangers are a professional team, man. They are full of straight up pros. They won the World Championship 2 years ago. They have a great leader in Bochy. His resume speaks for itself. They know they're on the road facing a division rival. This Ranger team, trust me, has all that stuff already lined up. This is a professional team. And we're going to see how the A's respond and how they are playing against a team like the Rangers. Because the Rangers are going to treat this series like a playoff series. And that's what pros do. So we'll see. The big test for the A's is going to be this weekend. This week. We got Tuesday through Thursday against the Rangers. Then we got 3 at home against the White Sox. Then we go to Texas for 4. And then we go to Miami for 3. Giddy up. So, and then I think we come back home against Seattle. So the next stretch of games, the next month, the month of May is critical. And you guys remember last year, May, we had a tough start. We're doing okay. We're 10-12. A player we can trade for to add leadership for the young players. Rooker only has, yeah. McCutchen, okay. I like McCutchen, right? But I like McCutchen a lot. But McCutchen's not a guy that you give up like Andujar for, right? I think McCutchen, this might be McCutcher's last year. I see where you're going, though. And, but we definitely need a leader in that locker room, someone who's going to shake it up, kind of a jerk type player that gets everyone just, on edge a little bit. We need that type of guy to shake up the locker room. And again, listen, let's keep things in perspective as well. And I'm probably talking to myself when I say that. We're only 22 games in. And I only have a little bit of a sense of urgency because last year the season was done in June. And from then on, it was like, shoot. So if you let some of these games get away from you early and you hit a slump, the season will be over before you know it. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I agree with you, J-Poo. He's not leaving Pittsburgh for a long, long time. That's for sure. No question. Yes. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We need something like that, right? We need something like that to get us going. We need a leadership type of guy. Geloff's coming back soon. The whole thing is we just don't have a whole lot of room, which is a good part of the roster, right? You got Otani's coming back, which is basically going to spend which is basically the end of Murdoch, right? You got Geloff coming back, which is the end of Muncy. McFarland's been a mess, man. He's been struggling a little bit. So, we'll see. We'll see. But it's fun to get Kurtz. It's a fun pickup. I'm glad we did it. But the issue with the A's is what from within right now. We haven't won 50-50 game all year. And I get it's early. We had a chance we split in Seattle, which I thought was a great start, but both those games we lost, we could have easily won, right? The Cubs just rolled us. They were just better. The Rockies beat us on Sunday. We're 0-4 on Sundays. We're 0-3 in rubber game matches. all said and done, not terrible. Hey, guys, big series coming up. I just wanted to hop in here real quick, give you the news on Kurtz, and appreciate you guys joining. He is going to be a huge impact, and I'm sure we'll see him in the lineup on Wednesday. Take care, fellas.